Let's see. Okay.
And we start the stream with a kitty meowing. Perfect.
Yes.
My
He
kind of
is. That is
show.
how. That is how this goes. He is a feature, not a bug. So welcome back. Welcome back to What Are We Watching? We've got another great guest stream here today, and my good friend Emily is here to talk about the movie Casino, which I had not seen before. And so we were talking about what like movies you'd possibly like to talk about. You're out of Vegas, and you had recommended Casino, which I had not seen. Which for anybody who's into film, that's probably like where have I been? But so this was, and that's part of why I'm doing this, is to watch stuff that is new. So where I kind of want to start off with this, Emily, is I remember back in film school, I always had people constantly telling me it's sort of the Goodfellas versus Casino debate, and what I was told was it entirely depends on which film you see first. Which
Yes, I agree with that.
Goodfellas I did see first. So I'm gonna toss it to you. Goodfellas or Casino, which like save or kill, which
Ugh,
one of these you get to keep and the other gets thrown out of the universe forever.
that's such a difficult. Don Cartel. Well,
Why?
let me see. So, look, they were both based on books about real life events written by Nicholas Piagelli, I think is the last name. Um, God, that's so difficult. How do you do that? I'll be honest with you, if I had to throw one out, oh. But Goodfellas is like the staple. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the foundation of a Godfather-esque base, and then Casino kind of built off of that idea. But I would keep Casino only because I'm from Las Vegas and I just love the glitz and glamour of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
And,
mob stories can be real dirty.
yeah. Did you see Casino or Goodfellas first?
I saw Casino first.
Okay, so I saw Goodfellas first, and it would be Goodfellas, and for me, it's that's sort of, I think, the focus on Henry Hill
Yeah,
as a character worked a little more for me.
it's
But I
incredible. Yeah,
but what I would say about, I mean, they are linked in this because I mean, you've got both Robert De Niro and Joe Pesci, and it's both of them deal with the mob, but they are very different movies, whereas Goodfellas, I think, is very character focused in on Ray Liotta.
yeah,
Casino does tackle Vegas more broadly as a location, and I as I was sort of prepping and sort of trying to set stuff up, I just threw it on again in the background, um, on Netflix while I was setting up, and there's that sort of shot toward the beginning where it's sort of like the Vegas lights surrounded by dark, which is just a
the
fantastic
darkness of the
shot.
desert.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
and
beautiful.
if you've ever lived in having been 10 years in California, like that is kind of how it's, you've got these hundreds of miles of desert, and then you get it just sets a vibe, and it feels more like here's how a lifestyle is in this location than narrative specific, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, and there's something, especially with that opening shot of, there's something secretive, like it's almost a different planet where
You know,
they got away with stuff in Vegas that really was not talked about at the time, but now it's very well known, because Vegas was very
mhm,
small at that time. I think it was the late
mhm.
70s or early 80s
It was
that the mob really ran Las Vegas.
and as I recall, the film takes place between like mid 70s and then like mid 80s is the sort of time
Yeah.
period.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, and
it was
yeah.
actually that mob. My Vegas history doesn't like uh you live there, so I know more of like sort of what the sort of history of the area is. So it was in fact that mob run
Oh,
at the
yeah. I
time.
mean, yeah, it's interesting to see the juxtaposition of what's happened to Vegas. And it's touched on at the end of the film where he says, like, it was originally mob run. You could get things like go to a buffet, you give people, you take care of them, you kind of give them the idea of, hey, the American dream is attainable. You can be a king or queen here. But now this juxtaposition of how the corporations have taken over Vegas, and it was supposed to be better, but they're no better than them. They're probably worse than the mob because they just want to take and take and take.
Well, it's like, because and this is a legitimate question that I just like asking myself at the end of the film is, would you rather have the corporations or the mob? And it's like, the mob has way more personality. Like, the mob is more interesting and has more personality, but they do whack people. But also everything is, and we're getting, I think it, and this is where I think the film still 100% plays now, and that because Hollywood kind of has this now, is everything is so corporate, and
completely
sort of what made movies unique back in the day is sort of getting crushed by, like, what's the IP that we're trying to make dollars and cents off of right now. I mean, you look at Paramount, Warner Brothers, that whole thing. I mean, it's what it really is like, well, Warner Brothers own DC Comics, they own Harry Potter. Like, here's all of the IP that they have that we can strip mine and make completely meaningless. And that sort of, the end of the film sort of really, it's just like,
touches on it for Vegas.
Yeah.
It's this idea of you don't have to think artistically, you don't have to think outside of the box, because innovation, in a sense, when a corporation takes over and a conglomerate innovation's dead. You don't have to innovate. You just look at the data, and the data says people show up to Marvel movies. People show up to massive casinos that have food, drinks, and a nightclub. And you know what I mean?
Yeah. So I've been through Vegas, and it's like, I can't say that I've done Vegas proper to be honest. So I remember way back in this was, oh God, just like, I'm old, I eat prunes. I moved out to California in 2010, and my mom and I stopped in Vegas for a night before we actually got to LA, and we saw Jersey Boys, which was great. I loved it. The movie sucked.
It's great.
But
the movie was,
I don't know.
Clint Eastwood though, right?
Yeah, yes. And it's just like why? Like, I love it's like, Clint, my man, I love you. You're not correct for this, but I digress. So there's like, it's a very interesting, I just remember like walking down the strip, and you've got people on the walk, like handing out little porn,
the little porno thing. Yeah.
Just like, this is like,
I love my hometown.
Is this real? Like, this is insane. And it's like, I love that it exists, but it's such a strange place. And then God, what was the other, like, there was one other time where it was a stopover, and I've never done the sort of like, we're going on the weekend and we're staying, like the Hangover style. Like, I've never done that, but like, the little bit of time I've been there, just like, this is so different and unusual, and I kind of love it.
Yeah, it is especially today, it's the adult Disneyland.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. As expensive,
like, everything's overpriced and flashy.
Yeah. I imagine still not as expensive as Disneyland, though.
No, I mean, well, they're getting there.
They're getting there. It's like the last time I moved out of California in 2021. So the last time I went to Disneyland was 2019. They had just opened Galaxy's Edge, and my friends and I, we went, like, well, we got to go see the Star Wars land. And it's like, we're going in, and behind me is this lady with clearly like her kid and a couple of her kids' friends, and just like, oh, this is nice. It's a nice little family going to Disneyland. And I go, it's like, oh, like, take just one park, just, but it's like, it wasn't quite $200, but it was like almost, and it's just like, come again.
Oh, that's not bad.
Like it
In
was like
comparison, that's not bad compared to how expensive it is now. It's
yeah,
insane.
but I'm just like I look behind me and just like this poor woman, because she's got her, and clearly she's paying for her and this pack of kids. It's like, this is totally unaffordable. This pricing is just BS.
Yeah.
But so it's getting that expensive then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's bad. It's because people see, it's interesting. There's conflicting conversations about, are people coming to Vegas anymore? Are people not? And kind of what the consensus is, especially with Formula One coming to Las Vegas, is the branding of the strip is only for the ultra rich now. They really don't want the middle class. They don't want the lower middle class to come. And that's what Vegas used to be. You could come, pay $100 or even less for a room a night, and they would make their money off of gaming. But now it's just not like that.
Yeah, that is a shame. That's like, it's like, and it's like, I don't know how one fixes that situation. It's too
Can we
bad.
Go backwards?
Yeah, it's like, it's almost like, and for dumb movie reference, if you go back to Jurassic Park, there's if you remember the scene with the it's like they're having lunch before they go out, and the lawyer is like, well, we could charge $2,000 a day, $10,000 a day, and people will pay it.
That's it.
Like
that's the meetings that they have in these boardrooms. Even when like, do you know Steve Wynn, how he built like Mirage, Treasure Island, the Bellagio, the Wynn, and then he kind of was axed out of Las Vegas for other things that always happen. But it was, even when he left, it kind of gave this thing of death of storytelling that came with Las Vegas. I know that he was really avid into like, literature, especially like making a hotel, Treasure Island, and everything like that. So it's interesting to see how almost the storytelling of Las Vegas is gone now. There's no brand, there's no idea, IP.
Yeah, well, it's like almost there's this sense that maybe it's like a little, again, like with the mob thing gone, that it's almost like a little too, like if I go to Las Vegas, it's like I don't want to go to Disney. I'm going to, it's like it's just like you want it to be a little, it's the what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, and it's like that's not. It's almost like that's not a thing anymore. It's just like, you're not going to get into that much trouble. Like, if that makes any sense.
And in Casino, it was interesting because there are some points where De Niro's character, Lefty Rosenthal was his real name, but it's Ace Rothstein in the film. There's this dialogue that he gives, or narration that he gives, where he kind of talks about how you can screw people over. You can rip them off, can make money off of them, but don't let them know it. Like there was a finesse to the scam. Now there's really no finesse.
Yeah, it's just give us your money, we give you thing. Yeah, which
like,
that's
it's kind of like we're like the consumer's going to buy lube for the for them to rape off.
Yeah, it's weirdly more creepy. It's like weirdly more creepy. Like,
that's an interesting way. It is creepy.
Yeah, but what are you doing?
Oh, sorry.
That's like Bud.
He's into the movie. It's fine. Let him be a part of it.
Yes. Oh, there you go. Sorry.
What was your favorite part of the movie? Like, what did you kind of take away as like one of your favorite scenes?
So an interesting thing I kind of took away from it. I mean, we all kind of think of Robert De Niro as the like tough guy, like in control person. The most interesting thing for me was the relationship with Sharon Stone.
Yeah, the love story.
Yeah, and it's like he gets like right at the top of the movie when he has a thing for it's like, oh, Robert, don't do this. Like, it's just like the red flags on her are just, and she plays it beautifully. It just, absolutely transparent, and he's like throughout the film making these comments of like, oh, you have to trust people, like it's very important that you trust who you love, blah, 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 blah. And yet throughout the film he consistently trusts people that very clearly it's like, dude, like you
Yeah.
made explicitly clear what she likes is your money. This is going to
Yeah.
be a problem and it's not going to end well. What are it's sort of like it's it's sort of like you're watching the process of bad decisions sort of roll out, and it's this slow motion train wreck of a relationship, and then in the middle of it is Joe Pesci, who there will never be an actor who can drop an F bomb
At,
in his ever
at
like Joe
all.
Pesci in the
Yeah.
you know. So I would say if there was a plot point that I hooked into, it was that, because it's just like it's like it's and again, weird reference. It's like you're with your bucket of popcorn and it's like Willy Wonka, like it's like, oh, the suspense is terrible, I hope it will last. And it's that
Yeah.
it's like this is going to end badly, and
Yeah.
it just sucks you in, and then stuff, all this stuff around it is that is the part that I looked up. It was just like, oh god, like Sharon Stone. This is a little bit of sad trivia that I looked up, because she had such a tear in the 90s of being in
Oh
great
yeah.
movies, and I didn't know this at the time. She had a stroke in 2001, so there's
Yeah.
sort of a drop off in her filmography. It's sort of like what happened, and it's like it was to the level of it nearly killed her, apparently. And it's like that's because she like it is, and she like you look at that time, she is so talented, and had like, were it not for that, like, I mean, she'd probably be at more Meryl Streep level
Oh
at
yeah.
this point, because she was just that good. um that's really the part of the film that I really honed in on. And then just all of the camera work. It's just like, holy shit, does Scorsese know how to? He knows how to. He
So
knows where.
pretty.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
really he frames Vegas in this sort of very glitzy way when it needs to be glitzy. You got these like
Yeah.
crazy camera moves. It's like, when apparently this is the one that they would not let them into. This is doing the research. They filmed in casinos. They could not film in the actual like money room. So you got all of the shots, overhead shots of the money cranking through the thing. Those are all sets, because of course not. You're not like, no casino would, I cannot imagine, would let you film in those
Oh no, in the
spots.
count room?
Yeah,
No.
the count room. So those
It's
were all
interesting.
sets.
I
Yeah.
worked in I was a cocktail waitress at the casinos here for a long time, and it's
Yeah.
funny how even in back of house you never even see that. There's like a
Yeah.
cage downstairs to count or get banks of money for your
Mhm.
registers. But you never ever see, where does the money actually go?
Yeah, which is, I mean,
Yeah.
there's got to be still a lot of the crime that happens in the film has to still be happening on some level.
Oh,
Um,
totally.
Now, even though it is corporate, I mean,
Yeah.
it's gotta still be happening on some level. And
Oh,
the other
definitely.
the other interesting thing, apparently this was the first film, a couple of, again, sort of like useless trivia, but it's the first film that Scorsese that was cut digitally and not on film. So,
Oh,
which
I
is,
didn't know that.
yeah, yep. So this was everything before Casino would have been cut the celluloid and glue it together. This was when sort of Avid and NLE software started coming into play. Um, and it just makes, and this is one of the elements that comes with Marty that's so, I think, delightful, is his editor, Thelma
His editor,
Schoonmaker.
yeah.
They've been editing. Did you watch I think it was on Apple, the Martin Scorsese
Yeah,
documentary?
I saw a little bit of it, and she's been
It's
with him since, like, his
forever.
New York days, yeah,
Yeah,
and
like
she
she
kills it every time.
yeah, and it's almost like, and it just I sort of looking at that, I feel like the sort of director editor relationship. It's almost like and obviously being an editor, I'm partial to the post production folks, but it's almost like as a director, your editor is like the Jiminy Cricket on your shoulder and sort of reigning. And obviously, all of these movies, they're sort of in Martin Scorsese's head, but even genius directors are going to have, like, you need that person in your life that you can trust to say,
Yeah.
like, dial it in. And I think my guess, and this is just a total guess, is that Thelma is that friend for him that in his, if he's got a tendency that's not so good, that she's can be the one to say, like, okay, Marty, reel it in. And it's
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful to see that in film, that sort of long lasting relationship where you have decades of creating great work together.
Because she edited Goodfellas as well, right? Had to have.
Yep. Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll have to look that. I'm guessing yes. Like,
Shall we look?
I'm live fact checking myself.
That's so funny.
Goodfellas editor. Yep. Yeah. Thelma
Yeah.
Schoonmaker. So yeah, since from way back when, which is really really very cool. Other like sort of like rando fact, this was the first DVD that apparently back in the day when Netflix mailed DVDs, this was the first one apparently that you could get
Oh,
off of Netflix.
that's
If I am
random.
so as long as IMDb movie trivia is not lying to
It's
me.
correct.
So, I mean, I have to on some level assume that it's the Wikipedia of movie trivia.
Yeah.
So, but okay, so God, like I and actually the other thing, and actually James Woods has been in sort of he's got, I think, an album coming out. Like, he writes lyrics for music now, is my understanding, but he's had a
Oh, I
bunch
didn't
of
know that.
interviews, and he it was, I think, on Adam Carolla's show, is talking about the casting on this one, and somehow I guess like word got to him that Scorsese at the time was interested in having him in a movie, and like he managed to get a word to Scorsese's office, and it was like anywhere, anytime, any for any amount of money, like, which is just like
I'll be
it's like,
there.
yeah, no, that would, it's just like if you're an
Well,
actor in
and
the
he was
90s, that
so
would,
yeah, and he was so good as Lester Diamond. Just like
yeah,
he was an understated bag.
yeah, yeah, and it's
Yeah,
well,
it
and
didn't
that,
have to be flashy. Like, not didn't play a flashy pimp. He just
yeah,
played like bag pimp. Yeah.
yeah, and, well, it's like, and I love that he starts with the, it's like, I personal opinion, no one, like, only specific people should have mustaches, but like the beginning of the film, it's like, when if you're a dude and you have a mustache, you probably look like you belong in a 70s porn. No offense.
Totally. That's
Um,
so funny.
like, I remember when watching Orange Is the New Black, there was the one, and I don't even remember the character's name. Everyone just called him Porn Stash because,
Porn
like,
star.
that was his defining character. But he looked so gross, and like it was like a great, just what a great part. And I will say
Yeah.
he going back to the 90s, um, James Woods is still my favorite Disney villain of all time. With Hades is
Oh, he
just,
is Hades.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like he has all like traits that you don't want to have, but you're like all of his like sort of like crazy outbursts when shit goes wrong. It's like, oh God,
Hmm.
this is so just like, I'm cool. Like,
Yeah.
it's like it's like this is it's like I would love to see him in more things, but he's I mean, that's a whole other conversation. But
Yeah. I mean, he's
uh
leaned more into like the political spectrum, right? He's
he
not
well
really
it's like
acting
he
much.
yeah, well, it's like he's acting because he a lot of that is because he's being a conservative guy, nobody wants to work with him.
Yeah.
So he moved on to something else, and this is and this I just think is Like, it's so shitty. He executive produced Oppenheimer, and
Oh, I
he
know that.
he did. Well, they all sort of agreed, you know, people know where your politics are for the good of the movie.
Yeah.
Like, we'll keep your name off the film
Okay.
so that it doesn't derail the film. And it's just like, it's like, okay, you don't agree.
I know.
Like, he made a bitchin' movie. Like, but that's unfortunately the world we live in. But
Yeah.
you
They
know,
always say like you can hate the artist, but don't hate the art. I don't
yeah.
know.
Well,
It's
it's
challenging.
love the yeah. It's at what there's where is the question, I guess, is where is the line where now I can't watch this. Um,
Yeah.
like, just for like another great '90s film, The Usual Suspects. You had both Bryan Singer and Kevin Spacey. Both have
Yeah.
ended up being problematic people, and it's like, oh, this movie is so good. Like, you know,
Yeah.
it's so
Another movie
good.
based in Vegas with Kevin Spacey is Pay It Forward. It's such a good movie, and now it's like,
Oh yeah,
remember that movie?
I do remember that movie. I
Yeah,
It was one of
with Helen
those.
Hunt.
Yes, and it was one of those. I feel about Pay It Forward a little bit how there's a lot of people in my generation who have an issue with October Sky, because like whenever the science teacher wanted to needed a break, like, the science teacher came in hungover, she can't teach today. Like, we're watching October Sky, so they saw it a million times, so it just got sort of
Yeah.
played out. I went to Catholic school, and the whole idea of Pay It Forward is just like,
Yeah.
it was played on repeat, so it's just like, oh god, this
I
again.
could never. That's
Um,
so funny.
um, but yeah, it's like, I remember, it's like, it's good, and one of my favorite movies growing up was Iron Will, and it's just
Mhm.
like, I can't. It's like, just like, am I allowed to like? Because Kevin Spacey was so good.
Yeah,
Um,
you can't deny he's a good actor,
Yeah, he's just
you know?
also, his personal life a bit of a, and that's sort of where it's like, when for me, it's sort of like when you actually start to be like an actual like physical problem for people, then it's like, okay, do
Yeah.
I watch this again? Where it's just like, if you and again, this is like, it's like, obviously I only speak for me. I'm politically exactly in the middle, a couple steps to the right. Like, I'm definitely like,
Yeah.
but so it's like, most of people in film don't. If I judged a film based, if I only watched films made by people who think like me, I would have no movies to watch, because
Yeah.
it's, and it's just like, undeniable. I think if you're liberally minded, you're uniquely good at, you know at the arts. That's just true, and
Yeah.
that's great, and that's like why it's like a why I love you. Um,
Yeah.
so, and that's
Well,
it's you know,
I think
but
also we need to get to a place too where there's, you know, we all have stories
yeah,
to tell, like no
yeah,
matter who we are, whatever walk of life we're in, but those stories really aren't being told and we
yeah,
don't really know about the other person's perspective anymore because it's
yeah,
all about like remaking the same movie
the over
literally
and
beat by beat.
yeah,
You
and
know, it's
there's so
stupid. It's
I
boring.
yeah, and I saw The Bride last week. It's not
No.
there is a good movie buried in that film, if like, in
But why?
concept,
Like, is it
but
just bad writing or what did you
it's bad.
think?
It's bad. Right? It's
Bad
basically bad.
everything?
Right? Basically, writing is the most, because they're visually. I mean, like, I think it looks pretty cool. Like, the idea of sort of a Bonnie and Clyde take on it is, it's just it's the axe to grind
Yeah.
that it's got, but it costs $90 million to make, and it's like, and it gets like, I'm not like, sort of like, I'm not a numbers guy, but and that's a lot of there's just so many movies that cost an insane amount of money, and I don't know why. And I feel like if the budgets could get cut down, we could get more variety and stuff that's more original. And
Yeah.
we've got the Oscars coming tomorrow, and I really dug Sinners, and I'm a
Yeah,
little
Sinners was fun.
yeah, I'm a little bummed that Coogler is going back to do Black Panther 3 after
Oh, he
this.
is?
Yeah, and that's as far as I'm like from my understanding, he's going back to Black Panther 3, and it's like, dude, do something. Like I want to see your original takes on things. I just don't like it's been so played out. I don't care anymore about the it's like give me something new because you're capable.
Yeah.
And obviously he works with Michael
Wasn't
B.
he supposed to do sorry, wasn't he supposed to do X-Files?
They're still doing that's still in the works. They're doing
Okay.
an X-Files reboot. I don't know when it drops, but if he loves the original X-Files as much as he loves I mean, he clearly loved Rocky. Like Creed is an amazing
Oh yeah.
film, and you can see the love he has for the original film. If he has that much love for X-Files as he's got for Rocky,
Mhm.
then I'm interested. I'm on board to just show me what you got. Although that's a show that they failed to end it well 3 different times, which just is so because I grew up on it, and it's just like,
Yeah.
God, come on. Why does just write an ending?
Oh yeah.
And I remember and this goes back to all when we were working together at Bellum all those years ago. One of the other
We should
folks
do a stream just on that.
I
We should do that.
I would love oh my God, I would love to like, and it's like to riff James Woods anytime, anywhere,
Anyway.
any place. I will have a stream about that because it sucked at the time, but
It
it's
makes for a killer story. We should make that
yeah,
movie.
yeah, it's fun. Oh, you absolutely could, and especially in a
that's a cool movie.
especially and like on like going into Casino in terms of like mob style stuff.
Yeah,
Like you absolutely could do some sort of mob-esque film with, and like we're in an era where like everything is like, how can we get a like the main character has to be a woman. Like
and it's
that
I
is
love that.
that is a character, and just the I received a pie bag, one of the pies in like the Robin Hood basket, one of the, and I'm gonna say, all these years later, I doubt she cooked those pies, and nobody knows what we're talking about now. But like that's why this needs to be a stream at some point, because it's look
a little
back on it
backstory
fondly.
if anybody is listening. John and I worked for somebody who is now on the FBI's most wanted list, so that gives you a little bit of context.
Yeah, which again, it's like it was a long time ago, so it's at this point, it's like I can like, well, that was a thing that happened.
So we survived that, but that's life imitates art.
Yeah,
you know?
and well, just like I will say one of the most bizarre experiences I have ever had in Los Angeles was like when the paychecks started to fall through and not come in. One of the story producers on one of our show, like they came in and like run because I was editing in the closet across the hall, if you remember.
Yeah.
Like he runs in and it's just like the paychecks are in. Like you gotta get this right now. You gotta go to the bank and you gotta get this check, or otherwise you're gonna. It's like I was like, oh God, like running out the door, and there's just like a horde of people hitting the elevator trying to go to this bank, and it had to be a specific bank. And the poor teller at the bank, you just all of a sudden get this mountain of people who are like, we need to get paid. Like it's just it's just now that I feel like we need a panel show. We need to do a panel episode on that. That's just, oh my God. And there's probably the thing is there's probably a lot, and I'm sure there's a lot of that in Vegas as well, where just
Oh my
just
God. It's
grift
always a
and
scam.
yeah,
Yeah. And it's how do you hustle? How do you talk? Can you
yeah,
move it? You know what I mean? Are you smooth? Are you gonna get away with I mean, but if you think
yeah,
about it with Casino, people tried to get away with stuff and they did show it poignantly in the film. It's
mhm,
like when you tried to put them both, you didn't get over on it. It ended
yeah,
very badly. Ginger ended up,
yeah, oh,
getting a
yeah,
hot dose and dying.
yeah,
The guys who were trying to cheat at the bar got his
yeah,
and smash, like, or
and
even the
well,
guy who put his feet up on the table while he was
yeah,
playing.
and I guess and you look at the whole really with Pesci's character at the end, it's like you
Mhm.
can only be that much of an unhinged Looney Tune for
Yeah,
so long before
before
somebody
your
is
liability.
yeah, before somebody's going to be like, this is a problem, you're more trouble than you're worth, and you end up in a cornfield. Which is
Yeah.
just like, oh god,
Ugh.
it's like, oh god, it's like, oh, like, and that's so like my I had to chunk it over just over the course of a couple of nights because just when my sort of work day ends and blah 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 blah. Um, so like my mom joined me for like the last like chunk of it on night two, and that's one of those. It's just like, oh god, I'm sorry. And for a while, this movie had the record of most f bombs
Oh, F
in
words.
a
Yeah,
film. And it's
yeah.
just like, oh god, like shit. It's like I
I
already
think your
knew, I
mom's
know.
right there.
Yeah, and it's like I know I need, and it's like I need to clean. Like it's like one of those I transparently need to clean up my own personal language day to day. It's just like this is not helping my cause right now. And then you get to the
Yeah,
cornfield, and it's like this is and it's the thing is it's rough without being. It's not it's whereas say I don't know if you followed The Walking Dead at all, but
mhm.
a lot of people checked out of The Walking Dead when Negan kills Glenn because it's just so like just grotesque and brutal,
Yeah,
and like they show all of it, and on some level, I understand that it is verbatim, like the image of Glenn with his eye popping out is that's like what it looks like in the comic, but there is a point where um if you are a four quadrant, not the like Walking Dead's not a four quadrant show, but like there is a point where you can cross the line and then people dump it. And that's when a lot of people
yeah,
dumped it. Whereas with Casino, it's explicit, but like just ever so slightly like it compared to stuff we see now, it feels mild, but
yeah.
it's still
It's
absolutely hard hitting.
yeah, and it is grounded in reality, like the thing where Tony Tony Spilotro, Nikki, he was still breathing when they buried them,
Yeah. Which
and
they
that was
that
identified because they saw dirt in their lungs,
oh God. Ugh. And
and they show it, and it's like,
that was a again sort of like IMDb proof that was an animatronic because it's like okay good, well they
it
didn't
wasn't
actually,
it?
yeah,
Yeah,
which I mean I wouldn't have called that. It's just like oh god, I was thinking like oh this is a rough day on set, but
real
it, they
scary,
they
yeah,
did. And again it's not a lot of frames, but it's just enough to really be like holy hell this is horrifying. um
yeah.
and to be honest, I doubt they're still burying people in the desert, but I wouldn't screw with the house. That's just,
Mm-mm.
again,
There's
I think both. Go ahead. Sorry.
yeah, there's
Both
there's
time.
things that it's gotta be happening in some
Yeah.
manner. Yeah,
Yeah.
you know?
I am happy enough to the times that I went. It's just like oh, like walking around. It's like isn't this cool? You're walking around the Aladdin and you got you sort of the fake sky going on. It's like we're outside. Um,
Yeah,
and
that's
you
so
just
funny.
just like have dinner, and that's yeah. It's I if I ever got into gambling, it would be bad. Like I feel like
What?
that would be, I feel that
Oh,
would be
yeah.
just like I can win. I swear. Like
Yeah.
I've never actually done casino gambling, but I can see in
Mhm.
my head sort of spiraling so in into that. So it's just like I mean, maybe I got to just like
Yeah,
but
it's
observe.
dangerous.
Yeah, being an
It's
observer is
very
maybe
dangerous.
enough that enough for me. If I ever were I to ever do anything in a casino, it would have to be either blackjack or poker, and it would have to be like sort of Tux James
Ooh, I
Bond
like
style,
that.
just for the because Casino Royale, also another great. That's for the James Bond conversation, but we all wish we
What was
could
the
look like.
Bond movie that was in Vegas?
Oh,
Do you
Diamonds Are
remember?
Forever. Diamonds Are
Diamonds
Forever.
Are
It's
Forever.
it's Connery's
Yeah.
worst, and what's kind of
So good.
hysterical about that film is, and that was during a time that was 19. That was the first. This is Bond. Like you're gonna get just an avalanche of Bond trivia now, but they were a little nervous about like we need to maybe get more American audiences. Maybe we want to Americanize this more, so that's part of why they put it in Vegas. And it was the first one after they had Connery quit. Then they had George Lazenby. People didn't like him, so they begged Connery to come back,
Come
paid him
back.
more money than anyone had ever been paid for acting at the time. He did not
Wow.
he clearly did not get in shape. He's got a shitty toupee on, and he's just not trying. And even Sean Connery not trying is pretty good, but it's just an absurdly silly movie. But there's a stunt they did where they're driving a car and he goes up, like basically up a ramp. He's got to get through an alley, and it does this. So when they filmed it, it goes in this way, but when they got the cutaway on the alley, it comes out the wrong way. So like the car is facing like this, and then on the outside it's facing like this. So it's like, how do we fix this? So they had to bring him into the studio, and there's this insert shot of he's like this, and then he does this thing, and the whole, and it's like there's no possible way this could be a thing.
Yeah,
Like,
it's so disjointed and weird.
Physics does not, and it's really silly. I mean, it works for what they need, but like they had to sort of finagle a set screw up because they filmed the car coming out the wrong way. But yeah, it's like that was Vegas. They had a whole sort of Howard Hughes plot where there's a Howard Hughes type that they're talking about for the whole thing, and then they finally meet, and it's Jimmy Dean, the sausage guy, plays the Howard Hughes part by the end of it. It's Connery's worst.
It's campy.
I would, if you haven't seen it, being from Vegas, you should check it out. So
okay, I'll watch it. Diamonds Are Forever, right?
Diamonds Are Forever. It has my least favorite. I would say my least favorite Bond girl in it as well.
Who was it?
Tiffany Case, who was the actress in it. Let's see, Diamonds. Jill St.
Forever.
Great.
Jill
St. John, who I'm like, this is the only thing I've seen her in, and just like, oh my god, she's aggravating. The Diamonds Are Forever, like, and it's just like that's like one of those. It's just like, and it's just like one of those. It's like you've got the red hair. Why are you acting so annoying in this movie? Like, it's just like I love everything about the character except her personality. And it's just like, oh god, am I in?
Right though.
Am I in? Oh, old school Bond posters are so good. Yeah, you should look up some of the posters from Moonraker. Those are really cool. Moon, which was 1979. They wanted to try and, it was post Star Wars, so we got to put James Bond in space, and it's really stupid. Hilarious. And I love it.
Oh yeah, this is really stupid. Oh yes, okay, yes,
yeah.
But they're so cool with the silver.
Yeah, and it just, at some point we just stopped trying with posters, and it's like you can track it with James Bond, where it's just like just Photoshop the person onto the poster, and that's it.
That's so funny. What did you think of the wardrobe in Casino?
Oh, so like really cool. And another thing pulled from IMDb trivia, it gets more colorful by the end, specifically as things get more chaotic, and particularly like De Niro, he's got these wild colored suits, and I'm like, oh god, like
Yeah,
he,
the salmons and
yeah, it's like at the very beginning he's wearing this pink jacket. Well, actually, that's the I can like when I was at a
it's the
barbershop,
end.
yeah, when in
Yeah.
my barbershop quartet in high school, like I was the person in the pink jacket, so I take it back. I used to be able to pull it off. But it's what was also wild is De Niro had more costumes than apparently than Sharon Stone, which I was surprised. I don't
Yeah.
know. And again, maybe that's just like dumb guy brain, but I just assume that the ladies have because like women's fashion is more interesting, generally speaking,
Yeah.
than men's fashion. Um, but yeah, his he had I guess like all these different colored suits and whatnot. And
And
apparently
all the
they also
ties and all those.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they got apparently he and Sharon Stone got to keep their wardrobe, which is like, well, that's a good
Oh my God. Could you
yeah,
imagine? Except
like
for all that jewelry. I noticed that there was like David Yurman jewelry in that kit of jewelry that she
mhm,
had, and I was like, that's from the 90s, but we'll go with it like it
yeah. So
because it's so
I
flashy and gold.
so is that I have no idea what that means. Like not being a jewelry guy, is that
Oh,
a particularly good?
yes. It's fabulous. No, but it was great.
Uh,
It's interesting to see somebody. He played the character well. He played the ultimate hustler. It did show that no matter how smart he was dumb and thought he could change a woman. It's like it's kind
yeah,
of the quintessential story of like, "Oh,
yeah,
I'm strong enough, I'm powerful enough, I can change this, I can control this, but
yeah.
you can't."
And that's
Yeah.
what's interesting, and that's a universal thing that I like. If you're a man, a woman,
Yeah.
it's like that crosses it crosses streams of interest of there are some people that like no you can't, this is just who
Yeah.
they are, and to think that you could change that is crazy. And again, that's it's just it was seeing that play out that was that really was the most interesting thing for me. And again just like, oh man, like I'm not saying I'm for the mob, but but the mob era was definitely more interesting.
It was
So
cool. I mean, it seemed cool. We weren't
yeah,
around at the time, but it seemed like,
yeah,
you know, my mom used to say because she was in Vegas in the 70s, she actually was, one of the first female bartenders on the strip,
yeah. Oh, nice.
and she served the real Lefty Rosenthal, and I
Oh,
think her name
really?
it wasn't Ginger, it was Jerry,
Mhm.
um, but she even said, it was better then because you could walk down the
Yeah,
street as a woman by yourself, and, like, no
yeah,
one would mess with you because if you knew
mhm.
somebody who knew somebody,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. It's like
Ah!
yeah. There's you might be in that hole in the cornfield.
Yeah,
So
we'll call it a day.
yeah,
Sick.
but yeah. So that's I am again definitely sort of as we sort of we wrap it up here. I'm definitely more on Team Goodfellas, but also this was a real I against like this
It's so good, I know.
as sort of again like having it on in the background and setting up my computer stuff. It's just like you go from room to room and then just like it's on in the background. It's just like, oh god, I'm gonna just stop and hold myself up for 10 minutes
Pretty.
watching this
Yeah.
film. So it is really good. I missed sort of the Henry Hill character. And another random weird, and I'll keep it brief, when they do kill Joe Pesci, that they conk out the voiceover when he gets hit in the head. It's just like, oh,
Yeah.
that's as an editor, that's
Yep.
not saying that this it's obviously not it's not funny, but also a little funny. But
Actually, I will say, Goodfellas is a lot more comedy than you know
mhm,
what I mean? Like,
yeah,
they do kind of break the tension with some pretty dark comedy stuff in that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So before we wrap up, if you've got to pick like five films to if somebody's you know I need five films to express Vegas, what's on the list? I'm assuming this is one of them.
This is one of them. Definitely Casino for me would be number 1. Um, God, I have some dumb ones too, but I do like them. I know I know Showgirls didn't do well in the theaters, but I think it's one of the best cult classics of all time,
Mhm.
and it shows Vegas, it shows, like, late '90s
Yeah.
Vegas and the glitz and the glam and the dirt and, like, and wasn't that
Mhm.
the same director as RoboCop?
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
RoboCop, and on the Sharon Stone front, also Basic Instincts. Like we could do, like
Yeah, yeah,
at
yeah.
some point, maybe again, it's like if you have time, I would love if you want to do a Vegas
Can we
stream,
do one on
a
Showgirls?
Showgirl stream, because I have a. And again, this is just like I just like how much of an idiot I am. I explicitly, and it's a brilliant. The cover art was I bought it senior year of high school because like
Hell yeah.
ooh, like there is.
Dirty.
Yeah, it's just like oh God, it's just like one of those years later. It's just like oh God, you're a dumbass. But I
It's
would
so
like yeah,
funny.
100%. We like I would because I don't want to get into it now because we could do a full hour on that
On
100%. So we'll
Showgirls
table.
alone.
Yeah, we'll table that
Um,
discussion for later.
Swingers, and a lot of these were done in the '90s. There was a heavy
Mhm.
block of films in Vegas in the '90s. Mars
Yeah.
Attack has fun '90s Vegas stuff. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Mhm.
Hunter S.
That one
Thompson. Sorry,
I haven't seen that one yet.
it's it's weird, but it's good. And the
Mhm.
colors and the usage of how they do show the drug usage visually as you're going through the trip with him, it's very
Mhm.
interesting. I know it sounds stupid, but Ocean's 11, the remake,
Mhm.
I thought I thought they did a really good job with that.
Yeah. It's
The first one.
yeah, I finally saw running story with that film is for the longest time, every time somebody put it on around me was at like 9 at night, and I'm 80 years old at heart, so I fall asleep, like I'm in bed by
Yeah,
10.
yeah.
So I would always fall asleep around the time that they are planning the heist, and then I would wake up exactly when they're all getting together around the Bellagio, and I missed all the
Yeah.
good part. And then at
The
some
actual in
point,
between.
yeah, the actual in between, and then I finally like sat my ass down in the afternoon, and it's like you will watch this whole thing, and it's great. It's a great film.
It's fine. Yeah, it's
So
fun. Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
look, if you want to go back to like Elvis-esque Viva Las
Mhm,
Vegas and Anne Margaret, that's fun
mhm.
too.
Yeah,
But I mean, there's
I
honorable mentions. There's all kinds of films.
awesome. Well, that's a wide variety of things to talk about that I hope we can talk about. Like I think Showgirls definitely we need to put on
Showgirls.
the calendar because
Ugh,
there is a reason it's a cult classic on
so
so many
fun.
levels, and Verhoeven
Yeah.
is such an interesting dude. But in any case, where can people find you? Like, do you have like socials that you wanna
I
plug?
do. Y'all can find me at mbossofficial. EMBOSS official. It's my comedy stuff.
Awesome, awesome, and like I can test, like just like one of the funniest people I know, and I'm like
Oh,
it's I'm so grateful to get to talk film with you. This is so
oh,
nice.
thanks,
So
guys. We'll do
looking
it
forward,
again.
like I'm looking forward to doing it again. So
Awesome.
and
Well, this was fun.
everybody out
Thank
there,
you.
everyone out there, have a wonderful weekend. Let's
Thank
see.
y'all. So good.
All right.